last nail in the coffin.
That since we were little kids. It's wrong. In 1781, the United States finally got the British to agree to get out of America. So as the armies are marching on the Continental Congress saying, you owe us a year's worth of pay, and the Continental Congress is running from the halls of Congress, out pops a guy named John Hanson, who happens to be mixed Oriental, black, and white.
Now that was false. That man was Moor. He was black.
Let me personally pay your soldiers. So he has a couple of people working for him go down in the basement and they bring up these chests full of silver. And he paid the Continental Army off. And they were all happy, and the Continental Congress stopped running, Thomas Jefferson and the rest of them, and they came back, and they made him the first president of the United States in 1781. He set up the post office, the presidential seal, all kinds of things. Isn't it fitting in a nation of immigrants that our very first president would be Oriental, black, and white?
They told you he was full black. It would prove the Aboriginals were here. So he couldn't do that.
And they tell you, the first president was George Washington. You raise your hand and say, no, it wasn't. It was a man who was black and Oriental and white named John Hanson. He was a Moor. He was a Moroccan.
George Washington was the 9th president, and all of them was Moors, and their symbol was what? Huh? Come on, Come on, come on. Here, was a cherry tree. So the code is George Washington chopped the cherry tree down. That's when they switched signals.
I'm so tired of people saying, well, it was just the white people, white people, white people. No. No. Why are we intentionally leaving others out? There are black founders.
And I want you to also recognize why you're not going to find information like this in your school books. Why? Because it will liberate you. Because it puts everything back into context. And it starts to show you who's who. See this December the 1st, 1789? He's been in office about 7 months. He was appointed. He was not elected. He was appointed April the 30th of that same year. Keep in mind, this is the same year, 1789, when the Sundry Free Moors Act was before the House of Representatives.
If the Declaration of Independence was 1776, and the Constitution was 1789, and if George Washington's first term